Hey there guys, Kason41 here, and we're going to be taking a look at a game called Nine Kings. It is not a new game, it's been out for a little while, in early access anyway, but it is a nice little roguelike game that I have played like a round or two, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was a cool little design under constraints kind of situation. So you have 9 squares. I think one of the biggest complaints of the earlier versions of this game was you couldn't expand the number of squares, so that was something that was kind of addressed as you play, but designing under constraints is a very good tactic to do as a game developer because it really makes you flex your muscles, like your creative muscles. Like, you know, say you only have one arm, you only have 9 squares or whatever kind of things are really good things to see. So very basic options menu, very basic, whatever. I think it's Unity because that looks like a Unity basic bar over there. Nothing wrong with that, perfectly functional. So let's just get started. Hit new run, nice little UI there. I have played a round or two, so I unlocked another guy, but I do very much love how the card shift as you click is very cool. I also really like that all the objectives and stuff are basically things you're gonna do in game, not some like really weird challenges you have to do. I don't particularly love that. It is very much like a normal game design tactic, but it's not my favorite. I don't love like do some crazy challenge to unlock some, you know, very core gameplay thing like a character or something like that. It's just not my favorite. But these are very cool. These are very neat little UI transitions and everything like that, and the backgrounds are gorgeous, and everything feels good. I like the pop-ups, like even in the back and stuff. It's pretty cool. So let's do King of Spells. He's not the person you start with, but he's a person that I recently unlocked, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a try. So there is Citadel, strikes your opponents with chain lightning bolts, very cool. Wizards, warlocks, static offerings. So good little snap on the hover here, very nice to see, makes it feel good, gives it some juice. And then the tooltips are also quite good, as are the cards. Like the template around the card doesn't change, that's perfectly fine. I do wish there was some explanation as to like what the difficulty does. And also I just unlocked perks, so I wish there was kind of some explanation here, but I'm assuming I can just slot them in like that, and that feels good. I like the snap. That makes it. That's a lot of juice. That feels really good. It's those little things. It's those little things that make games feel a lot more complete than they are. So let's go ahead and hit play. Good sound effect there. Love it. Also a little bit of backstory, which is kind of cool. It looks like that guy's grayed out, which is interesting because this guy's originally like one of the enemies that you play. So like that you verse in the very beginning. So it's kind of neat. All right. So I think one of the smartest things, every year is a 50% chance of duplicating enhancement of one adjacent troop. So I probably want to put that somewhere up front. Although your first round, you're only able to get 2 cards at a time, which was explained to me in the tutorial. And since we're out of the tutorial, we're not going to see that. So we're going to go ahead and place the warlocks there. And then there is like an active strike element, which is kind of interesting to the game. So I really like to see that. And that's provided by our castle back there. So we can get a Dragon's Den, single strike dragons. I feel like single strike is probably just not the best thing. Even though I'm sure a ton of effort goes into balancing this stuff, I feel like that's just not the best bang for our buck here. Mounted by adjacent units. Okay, so sums its stats with the rider and pierces through the front line. Very cool. To an empty adjacent thing. I can't reroll. I don't have enough money, so I might actually just get a migration and just use that to move these guys to that other adjacent square and just give them a small boost. It's not the the most ideal thing, but go ahead and let them finish them off. They seem to be doing pretty good. They don't hit a lot or fast, but they do seem to do their work. Adds 5 damage or 5% damage to target, whichever is higher. Okay, so all pretty good options here. Let's go ahead and do the Citadel, and then one of the things you can do in this game is you can drop cards on top of non-upgraded tiles, or ones that still have upgrade points left. and it will upgrade it. So now my lightning does a little bit more damage, strikes a little bit faster. It's all pretty good. Levels up target plot each year, 1 adjacent troop. So that's a really good card. I want that. All your plots get 20%. Okay, that's not super great. I don't think we're really relying hard on, you know, damage. Doubles the amount of healing rays. All troops in the field now have the same damage as your highest damage troop. That's pretty sweet. So we will grab that. Yeah, one of the things, like, nice UI element pop up here. It explains to you everything that you really need to know. Like the pips at the bottom tell you it's level 2, how much damage it does, how many hits per second, etc., etc. Very, very good pop up. It looks gorgeous too. It's just very well done. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and plop the farm. It looks like I get 2 tiles here and 3 tiles there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then just take care of this wave pretty quick with some lightning bolts. Unlimited power type of situation there. Start throwing units. Gain a unit whenever a different adjacent card gains one. Gain a unit whenever a different adjacent card gains one. So that's just saying what? You get a unit every time the other people get units? Okay. But it has to be an adjacent unit. Which is interesting. Okay. So that gives people units, so I could effectively move them there. And then as I have other units there, they should be able to gain more units. Like I said before, one of the hardest things about a game like this is balancing, trying to like figure everything out. Another nice feature that this game has is the view field kind of thing there, so you can take a look at what you have and then go back to your selection, which is really, really sweet. I think I am going to Blessing in 9 years. If you have 20 gold or less by the end of the year, multiply your gold by 9. So that's pretty good. All right. Now the question is do I want to? I could destroy these guys because they're not leveled up. They're whatever level. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy them and get 3 cards. And the waves don't start until you have 2 cards left. So doing that, I knew I wasn't going to just immediately end my turn here. So I'm actually going to place Warlocks here. And then that'll get them people every wave, which will be great. And Warlocks are really strong, so I think it'll be a good idea. 5 damage or 5%, whichever is higher. So it would be, wait, so what are they at? They're at 2 versus 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop swords on them. That seems good. 7 damage now instead. Spend 30 gold to increase every stat of a troop or tower by 15%. Debatable. Unlock targets adjacent plots. Target cards return to your hand. What does that mean? Unlock targets adjacent plots. Return to your hand. Oh, so does it just free everything up? I'm a little confused by that. Little confused by that. I feel like I'm just gonna sacrifice the library and build up a little bit of money. Might be the situation I want to be in here. I am in a distinct lack of range units, so I'm kind of in trouble here. But we are still holding our own, which is good. Level up the target plot, that's also a good one. I might just get that though, because that should add some things. One thing that took me a minute to get used to in this game is like the number that's here. It always makes me think like that's how many units are in whatever thing, but it's not. It's how much damage that unit did during the last wave. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that on there, and we are just gonna see how that pans out for us. Hopefully good. I just don't really know. I'm not doing enough damage with my troops, that's for sure. I need to buff my troops as much as possible here. Mounted by adjacent units, stuns the stats with riders, and pierces through. Okay, that might actually be a good thing to get. Wage war against another king. King of Blood sucks. I've never versed the King of Greed though, so we're going to go ahead and try that. So now he's just in the pool of people we can fight. I think if I move raptors here, that'll be good because now the peasants will, you know, be on top of raptors, and that'll also. That did work quite well, and that will also enable our +1s there, and then those guys should get plus more as they go. So they have 15 health versus 12 health versus 33. But they hit 0.1 per second, those hit 0.5, those hit 0.3. So if I'm actually going to give static to anything, I think I want to give it to those guys. And then that'll increase the mob by 2, which is awesome. I think I really need to get ranged people. Range is really killing me here because I just don't have it. But I like the snap of the lightning. The lightning feels good. Soldiers and paladins are from another king. They're good. I wish I could see the stats of a card without picking it. Like if I right click or something like that, that would be cool to see. I'm a little sad by that. That would be a good little game design element to add in, would just be the ability to like see the stats of the card before you pick the card. I think the best thing for me to do would be to... I have defensive melee troops, balanced melee gains per new unit. So I have that, adding units. Might make sense to just get more soldiers. So this is a shop. It does tell you up here on the middle thing, which is good, when shops will occur. I just wasn't paying attention. Combustion. I think I'm just gonna get leveling up the target plot, and then it's not conveyed that prices go up whenever you pick stuff. I wish it was. The first time that happened to me, I was like, crap. And it was very expected, but something to think about. Units gain plus 1% damage whenever any plot levels up. So that's actually pretty OP, I think, for my highest damage unit, whatever one I want that to be. So those guys do 3, that does 7, that does 4, those do 4. 1% damage anytime a plot levels up. I mean, those guys are doing a lot, so I'm going to give them that. And then we can also wild card them just so they're stronger, period. And I think that'll be good, because they really start to multiply pretty quickly. Kind of lost these guys in the shuffle there, which sucked, but yeah, now they're doing a really good amount of damage, which is awesome. I did get some wizards, which might be a good idea. Might be a good idea. A slow attack rate, though. I actually think I'm gonna re-roll. Yeah, I got more warlocks, so they're level 1, so I think I'm gonna grab them just so they are stronger. And there's more of them, always, whenever you increase the level. The little UI pop-ups that occur whenever you increase things or, level up things is nice to see. Ooh, more HP, or 10 HP would be huge for that. It'd be huge for those guys, because those guys would go like almost double their health. I'm doing that. I'm going all in on peasant strat. I think peasant strat's going to be the way to go. So this actually lets you expand your tiles, which is sweet to see. You just got to debate which one's going to be best. Gain a unit whenever a different adjacent card gains one. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit harder to sell. I might actually get this tile, as weird as it seems. I didn't actually realize they were stone throwers. Let's go ahead and give them the shield, though. That'll make them way more buffy. You just saw the UI pop up 69%, which is huge. Huge. Huge W for them. 854, that's amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get static. Let's throw static on them. We're going all in on peasants, man. I think that's the strat. Those raptors do really well too, though. It's really cool that they have like that charge ability. From like a game design perspective, that's really good. That gives you a lot of flexibility. So I can pick that, or I can pick that. I could probably double farm. If I farmed there, like these guys would start to multiply real quick. I might do that. Doubles the amount of healing rays, frozen stun. Receive 2 cards after a battle. You can no longer choose your loot. That sucks. Let's just do that. Let's just, I mean, I don't really use it, but hey. Throw that in there, and then that should just start giving us a ton of extra units here. Nice little sound effects too. I like the sound effects. Kind of going quiet during battles because the sound effects are quite good. 5 damage or 5%. I'm actually going to get the raptor card and throw more raptors on, I think. Huh. Because the raptors are quite effective too. They're like among my highest units there too. You always have 1 unit for each 15 gold you own. That kind of seems cool, but stat every troop or tower by 15%. I already have one of those, but I kind of want another one. That might actually be nice to just increase every troop or tower by 15%. That's kind of cool. 15% every stat. Okay, so let's just drop it on raptors first, maybe. And see how that shakes. Clean up these archers here for him. Nice. Yeah, so that actually like closed the divide a little bit there, which is good to see. I think I have 1 more point on my citadel that I should probably upgrade. Just so I'm good there. The timeline's very well depicted too. Yeah, I mean the AoE effects are well shown. Static, because that's a cool one. So the next year I will get to expand my kingdom. There'll be a royal council. Alright. Let's take that and let's drop that on our peasants. Oh yeah. That was a good call. That was a very good call. Alright, so Citadel is no longer that useful for me. When a card is placed on an empty plot, it camps up based on a plot, gain 2% stats. Okay, so that's like good whenever you don't have a lot of plots, but not very good now. Let's go ahead and re-roll this one. Swords, I think, is going to be the strat there for me. Let's go ahead and get that spot. Okay, so 5 damage would be huge for them. That doubles their damage, literally. Yeah, it's 10 now instead of 5. That's hugely imbalanced for them. I think I also want to get swords for the raptors, just so they can like cut through. Heals your units that are close to death during battle. I do have the double the amount of healing from my spires, so I should probably get that. Can throw that in the back here. And that should just kind of keep people alive a little bit longer. And I guess that just shows how much it heals as opposed to how much damage it did, so I'm okay with that. That makes sense. I'm gonna re-roll this. I don't love any of those options. What level is my mob? My mob is level 2. Yeah, if I can get them to level 3, that's pretty awesome. Doubles all the enhancements of my active troops. That's amazing. Yeah, that mob is huge now. Oh, those raptors, man. Those raptors just came through and destroyed everything on that first pass there. That was amazing. Let's get Spire again. We'll just go ahead and increase that. I could add more lightning to them. That would be a good idea. +1 damage and +1 chain per stack. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just make them a little bit stronger. The raptors have a really good initial cut. Yeah, that was like a bloodbath there. I don't really want mercenaries. Destroy target opponents with 30 gold for each level it had. Okay, so that could be cool if I needed a lot of gold, but I don't. And this troop kills. There's a 2% chance to receive 1 gold. Alright, well I don't really have the money to re-roll this, so I guess I'm just going to go with Midas Touch. So we can make a peace with an enemy. The King of Greed doesn't actually seem that strong, so I'm going to go with King of Nomads. Get rid of him from my enemy pool. Give them Midas Touch because they're my highest damage, so that kind of just makes the most sense. Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. Very intuitive game, honestly. Steel Coat would be kind of cool. I might actually get another farm, as hilarious as that is. Because I think I can stack it again. Like, as funny as it is, I think I can stack this again. And then they will get 3. Or maybe they only get 1, I'm not sure. It doesn't appear to be giving them +1 every time, so I don't really know. Passive backline unit, if killed in battle, generate 3 gold per level, increase target's movement speed by 200%, 9 gold every year to level up 1 random plot, costs 3 less gold per level. Let's re-roll these because these are quite good. Doubles the size, damage, and HP of the target troop. Ooh, I like that. Let's get that. Then we've got 41, so we have enough to buy one thing here. Multi-projectile shooter, all towers and base every year. That's pretty good. Create roots that trap 3 enemy roots per level. Shoots powerful arrows. Let's go ahead and get the scout tower. Let's leave. I don't think this is actually working for us. And I think I'm going to do that and just see what that card does. So that does expand it. That is kind of amazing for such a short little amount. So we're going to do that, and then I think we should gigant it. Is it just the size? Oh, and damage. Oh, so they could go to 26. They could just become insanely strong. Let's do that. That's hilarious. You definitely got a hand if you think about it. Yeah, they're just doing tons. 2% damage, adjacent troops and constructions. Cancels the first hit. Let's do that, and let's drop that on, actually, yeah, let's drop that on our Raptors, because they run straight through and they immediately get hit, so I like the idea of them kind of protected for that first hit. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, let's get Spires, already level 1, so if I got another Spire, I could get it up to level 2. And we're in the expand squares. I don't really know where I want to expand. Let's just expand there, just because I can't think of anything. Let's upgrade that. That should keep our guys alive a lot longer as well. Very cool, very good. Alright, so Vol over interest, spend 30 gold, interest stash by 15%, so we're gonna do that, because I can actually afford that one, but we're gonna get that up first, I think, it's the strat. And then these guys, yeah, I'm doing quite good, I'm not even going down between 130 here, which is excellent. Levels up target plot, those guys are level 3, those guys are level 2, so I'm actually gonna get that to drop on my Raptors at some point. Attack speed of your towers by 50%. All your plots get 20%. I think I'm going to double the attack speed of my Citadel because that is pretty brutal. Let's go ahead and do wild card on them. And that just got a ton of units there, which is hilarious. Oh yeah, absolutely decimated that. We're gonna do that again because that's just a good card to have. We're gonna go ahead and add it on these guys, and then 15% on all their stuff, more units. Just rocking and rolling, man. Oh yeah, just destroying. Heck yeah. Okay. I can get more warlocks. I don't really know what level they are. They're 2, so it definitely wouldn't hurt to get them up another one. Just Disposable levels up, whatever. Adjacent plots level up with no max level. Buff allies. Yeah, so all these are pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and get Soldier and leave. Drop my Warlock on there to get them up, because that'll make them get up. And then I think I only have, yeah, one more and then the boss fight. So I think it makes sense to just drop it on Soldier there, give them all their extra stuff. Very good. I love the damage numbers and stuff too, and it was nice to see in the menu options that you can actually disable those as well in case you get a little bit overloaded from them. So I don't actually have the 30 gold, which kind of sucks. I could sacrifice one of the cards to the well and get more money, but I don't really know if that's the best play. Steel Coat's good, but I feel like it might make most of the sense to just drop that there and then see how that goes. Oh yeah, very good, very, very good. Alright, so Warlock offering static. Oh yeah, I forgot. So you have to play all your cards at the end, so I could have really thought about that anyway. So let's sacrifice Steel Coat. Let's give these guys static. And then give them over invest as well. And that should make them strong enough, hopefully, to take all this on. I don't really know how they're still alive. I feel like they would normally die by now. There we go. Now we're all on him, and his health is just melting away. Heck yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, good little animation there, good little confetti drop. That's kind of cool. I like how the particle effects just fade away as it comes down. That's kind of cool. I don't want to keep doing endless. It's nice to offer that option, though, for players in case they had a really good run, see how far they can go. Oh, really nice recap, too, of everything that occurred. Nice little same reuse of the particle effects there. It's a good idea to kind of keep using your assets and flipping them like that. Good stuff. Years survived, units killed. Good. Keep tracks of like all the really relevant stats. Love to see it. Looks like perks are unlocked per level of whatever person you're using, which is nice to see. I wish that was conveyed a little bit, but otherwise, I don't have any complaints about this game. It's a fun little game, nice little design by constraint, and really awesome, really solid play. It's actually available to play on Game Pass right now if you wanted to do that, or you can always purchase it and support the developer a little bit more directly. But either way, I think this is a solid game. I think it's totally worth your time. Alright guys, signing off. See you later.